Chapter 1. A statue above the city. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was covered all over with thin leaves of pure gold. His eyes were two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword. People in the streets would look up and admire him. "He looks so happy," they would say. "He must have never known sorrow." But inside, the Happy Prince was filled with sadness. From his high place, he could now see all the misery and pain of the city. He saw hungry children crying in the dark. He saw poor men working endlessly for so little. And he realized that he had lived in ignorance. "I never knew what suffering was when I was alive," he whispered. "My palace walls were too high to hear the cries of the poor." Chapter 2. The Swallow Who Stayed Behind. One evening, a small swallow flew over the city. His friends had already gone south to Egypt, but he had stayed behind for love. The wind had grown cold, and he needed shelter. He saw the statue of the Happy Prince and landed between his feet. "This will be a good place to sleep," the swallow said to himself. But just as he closed his eyes, a drop of water fell on his head. Then another, and another. "Is it raining?" he wondered, looking up. But there were no clouds above him, only the statue's face. The Happy Prince was crying. Chapter 3. A Prince Who Gave Everything. "Little swallow," said the prince, "will you help me do something good?" The swallow agreed, though he was tired. "Below us, there is a poorhouse. A mother sits beside her sick child. She has no fire, no food, no money. Please take the ruby from my sword and give it to her." The swallow took the ruby in his beak. He flew over the city, past towers and bridges, and dropped it gently beside the mother. She looked up in wonder. "A gift from the sky," she whispered. The swallow returned, shivering in the wind. "Thank you," said the prince. "Will you stay another night?" The swallow hesitated, but nodded. Chapter 4. The Eyes of the Prince. The next day, the prince saw a young writer in a cold attic. He had no fire and no food, and his hands trembled with hunger. "Take one of my eyes," the prince said. "Give it to him." "But your eye is made of sapphire," the swallow cried. "Yes," said the prince, "but his soul is more precious." So the swallow flew across the rooftops and dropped the jewel into the writer's hand. That night, the prince gave up his second eye. A poor girl had lost her matches in the gutter. Her father would beat her if she returned with nothing. "Take my last eye," the prince said. "But then you'll be blind," said the swallow. "Then I will see only with my heart." The swallow obeyed. Chapter 5. A City Grows Colder. Now blind, the prince relied on the swallow for everything. "Fly over my city," he said. "Tell me what you see." So the swallow flew every day. He saw children without shoes, men sleeping in doorways, and women begging in the market. "Take the gold from my body," said the prince. "Leaf by leaf. Give it to the people." And the swallow did. He picked off every bit of gold and gave it to the ones who needed it most. The statue became gray and dull. People passed by without noticing. Chapter 6. The Final Winter. Snow began to fall. The river froze and the wind cut like a knife. The swallow could barely fly, but he stayed with the prince, curled up at his feet. "You have given everything," the swallow said. "So have you," replied the prince. "Let me kiss your lips," the swallow whispered. And he did. Then he fell dead at the prince's feet. At that moment, a loud crack echoed through the sky. The prince's lead heart had broken in two. Chapter 7. What Remains. The next morning, the mayor walked through the square. "This statue is no longer beautiful," he said. "Take it down." And so they did. They melted the statue's body, but the lead heart would not melt. "It must be thrown away," they said. They placed it in the trash next to the dead bird. That night, God spoke to his angels. "Bring me the two most precious things in the city," he said. And they brought him the leaden heart and the dead swallow. "You have chosen well," said God. "These two shall live forever in my garden of paradise." What it means to be happy. The statue of the happy prince is gone now, but his story remains. He gave up beauty, comfort, and even his own eyes to help those who had nothing. And the swallow, who could have flown to warm lands, chose instead to stay and serve. They were not rich. They were not powerful. But they understood love. They understood sacrifice. And in that, they found something greater than gold. They found the kind of happiness that no statue can hold. The happiness of giving.